As we're planning out our 2026 spring gardens, it's easy to get caught up in flower seed catalogs and flowering plants, but we need to think about the design layers that go into a garden. Today I'm going to share with you 3 design layers to create a beautiful, timeless, collected European-inspired garden. We don't want just a collection of plants. We want a beautiful garden. So our first layer is an architectural anchor. And when I say architectural anchor, I'm talking about those things that are near your garden that are either permanent or semi-permanent. Permanent being your home, a garden shed, or any type of building that would be near your garden. Semi-permanent would be a living hedge or a fence, something that would be very hard to move. So those are the items that we are talking about as our anchor items. And why is this important? It is the foundation of the garden, the first layer. Ask yourself, do your structures blend together to create a sanctuary? One of the most effective ways to elevate your space is to ensure your outbuildings, whether it's a shed, could be a gazebo, or even a fence, have the same look. By mirroring your home's profile. Consistency is the key here. In my backyard, I've treated the house as one wall and the cedar fences as the others. By adding a layer of those arborvitaes, I transformed it into a living wall. This simple styling shift gives any backyard a secret garden or courtyard feel, moving the focus away from the property line towards the beauty within. When your largest structures share the same DNA, the garden feels established and quiet. It stops being a backyard and it starts feeling like a destination. Once that foundation is set, you can begin to discover the fun of the second layer. I found some truly beautiful treasures that I wanted to make available to you. I'm always looking for those special pieces that have a story to tell, items that add a layer of history and character to our homes. These are small, intentional pieces that I've selected because they have that timeless quality. You can explore the full collection at the link in the description or visit me at michelleshomeandgarden.com. Layer 2 is movable items. Think of seating or fountains or trellises or any of that type of garden decor that's movable in your garden. It's those things when you're out and you see and discover, you know they have to come home with you. Now, some might assume this layer is strictly plants, but in a large-scale project like my fountain circle, the hardscape styling actually came first to help define the space. However, in smaller areas, these layers often flip. You might find yourself tucking in a piece of statuary or a beautiful design element into an already established garden bed to add that missing layer, that sense of history. The key isn't necessarily the order, but the intent. Whether the plants come first or it's the object, the second layer is all about transforming our gardens into sanctuaries. It's about finding those pieces that provide a quiet foundation for our plants to shine. Notice as we're walking through the garden, the bird activity. This isn't a recording. This was live in my garden over the summer. This is what it sounds like when I go out in the morning and you can see those beautiful pieces that I have tucked in my flower beds, either an urn or a beautiful statue, and see how she's kind of hiding behind the plant so that you have to actually look as you're walking down the garden to see these different items. A trellis up against the arborvitae with some vines on it, either a clematis or some different flowering vines, a bench to sit on in between my moss garden rabbits in the urns. Or how about this little trellis that has sweet peas on it? There's always something to look at in the garden, not right in your face, but tucked behind different areas in the garden so that you come across it as you're looking. And then always the beautiful fountain to listen to. If you find a piece with the right style, but the wrong color, ask yourself if it can be refreshed. To achieve my European inspired look, I use mostly white and black to unify my finds. A classic timeless garden design is built over years, not just one season. And when the color palette is unified, your eye travels seamlessly from one garden piece to the next. And it doesn't matter that these pieces may have been purchased years apart because it looks very intentional and they look like they go together. That is how I create my signature garden style. Garden decor, though, is plentiful, and it's easy to buy something and realize once I get it home that it is just not the look that I desire. So I pass on a lot of items and wait for the right one because I don't want to clutter my space. Also, I'm very careful with DIYs. I see many videos referencing how to turn items into garden decor, and I always ask myself, would an elevated garden actually have this item in it? Usually the answer is no. So instead, I like to look for pieces that have a timeless, classic look to them. It is always nice to find an item that can provide year-round interest, such as a freestanding trellis or tutor. In the summer, it's a vertical climbing wall for plants. In the winter, it stands alone as a classic architectural element. Consider also how you can tuck statuary or unique garden finds into your garden. My goal for these pieces, I want them to be discovered as a person moves through the space. Rather than seeing everything at once, I like the added layer of mystery that it makes in the garden because it feels like a private sanctuary rather than just a backyard. When we choose quality and also stay true to our signature style, and everyone has their own signature style, these styling elements become the jewelry in our gardens. They provide the structure that allows our third layer to truly shine. Our third layer, of course, is plants. These can be a color palette. In my case, my back garden is in whites and pinks and purples. That's the color palette that I've chose. These have to be workhorses for me though. When I plant these, I want them beautiful in the landscape, but they also do double duty, and I want to be able to cut them to have a beautiful bouquet out in the garden on the garden table to bring inside so I can enjoy the garden in the home and also to share with family and friends. I focus on a three-part planting strategy to create a garden that feels established and intentional. Evergreen structure, reliable perennials, and high-impact annuals. For year-round green interest, I rely on anchor plants. Think arborvitaes, small trees, boxwood, shrubs. These provide the quiet foundation and the structure that holds the garden together even in the middle of winter. Then, of course, I layer in perennial favorites, hydrangeas, roses, and many others. I choose plants that perform great in the landscape and those that look gorgeous in a vase. And then to bridge the seasons and bring in the bees, I always like to add salvia and lavender. These perennials provide that airy texture in a bouquet and are wonderful in the garden, while annuals are tucked in to provide that continuous ongoing color that keeps the garden looking transformed all summer long. Your evergreens provide that quiet foundation, and your perennials offer reliable seasonal beauty. The true secret, though, to ongoing color is the strategic use of annuals. I like to use annuals to create immediate interest, especially during those in-between moments. You know what I mean. When the perennials are finished blooming and the next wave hasn't started yet. By tucking annuals into your landscape, or elevating a garden shed with window boxes, or adding planters to your patio, you ensure there's always a vibrant focal point to discover. These hardworking plants bridge the gap in your garden's timeline, providing the lush, garden-inspired color that makes your outdoor sanctuary feel complete from the beginning of spring all the way through to the first frost of fall. So as you're planning out your garden in the next few weeks, take stock of those 3 layers. Your structural layer, your foundation, all those important things. Does anything need to change? Do you need to unify it? Take a look at that. Then your second layer, those movable decor items. Do we need to shop for some new items to add? Do we need to remove some items? And then finally, the third layer, the beautiful plants, those workhorses. Do you have some that you need to add to do double duty? So not only are you getting beautiful blooms, but you also have flowers that you can make bouquets out of. Whatever you decide, look at your garden and see, does it need some winter interest? Does it need a different plant, a decor item to unify the structural elements you have out in the garden? Pull those all together and you'll have a beautiful garden design that you can enjoy the whole entire season, throughout the year even. As the plants die back, you still have beautiful things to look at out your kitchen window or the window that overlooks your garden. Now, if you're wondering about roses specifically, you are going to want to hop over to this video with me as I go into garden roses for the landscape and also for cut bouquets. They may be different plants. They may not be the same rose. As a formal floral designer, I'll give you my perspective on it. Well, I hope to see you there and have a great week.